So we spoke about solicited leaks, quote unquote, which is, labels actually putting stuff out there just to test the waters. But I feel like you jumped the gun at some point in your life, didn't you? We spoke about this off the air, but I think you should share the story with our listeners, because I think it's funny, but it could have got you into a lot of trouble.
I mean, the story is obviously a little crazy, but that's just how the blogging game was, back then. I mean, it still is. It still can be a little crazy, but back then, leaks used to be rampant, like audio leaks, songs leaking here and there. But also, what happened with the Kendrick story that we were talking about, on the phone. So when I used to like really dig deep into the internet, try to find stuff which isn't out there on other sites. So when Kendrick's album was supposed to come out, Good Kid, Mad City, his debut, I was like, just like I would do with other anticipated albums, I would like, go deep into the internet, find stuff, find artwork, track lists for all these albums. And I would like visit all these international stores, other like, digital stores all around the world, trying to find release dates or track lists or any info that could be like really beneficial for the site and, to get some traffic. So I found Kendrick's cover on, I think it was like an Amazon site, like maybe Japan or Germany or something. And I posted it, both the standard and the deluxe edition. And obviously other media outlets, all other sites, big, small, everybody, they obviously posted the cover, and they linked back to Hip Hop and More, saying like we got this from Hip Hop and More. So a couple hours later, I get a message on Twitter from Kendrick himself, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing? I was supposed to like I was supposed to review this cover." And I'm hey, dog, like, sorry, like I didn't expect this, to go this way. Like I didn't expect. I was not. I don't like really intend on, harming your campaign or like ruining your rollout. So he's like, "Nah, man, come on." So again, then I get an email from his management, and then obviously the same thing. Like, "Hey, Nav, like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, man, like, sorry, like, where did you find this cover?" I'm like, "I found this on Amazon, and I don't know, maybe it's your distributors or whatever, your label, but I didn't upload it there. I just found it, and I found it and I posted it on the site. Like, I wasn't expecting, that, it would go this way. I mean, no harm at all. So I'm really
A-
sorry, that this happened."
Amazon Japan.
I think it was Amazon. It was Amazon Japan or Germany. It was definitely not a regular. It was not a regular site that everybody goes to, sometimes or occasionally. It was something that was a little off. But it wasn't, obviously. It was nowhere on the internet before that, and I posted it. I was the first to spot it, and I posted it. So
Did you feel like you were doing something that was gonna blow out of proportion, if that makes sense? Like, I felt like you knew that you had information that wasn't out there, right? Is what I mean.
right, right. So I was like, obviously, I was. I mean, I don't remember exactly. I may have. I was probably double-minded about it, whether I should post it or not. But I was like, since I'm not the one leaking it, technically, I found it on a digital store. It should be okay to post, right? And I want that traffic, So let me try and get that traffic and get some link backs from the other other media outlets. So I just posted it. Obviously, I didn't mean no harm. Like I don't mean to like ruin a rollout or a marketing campaign. That's not never my intention. That's never been my intention. We don't. Hip Hop and More does not operate that way. But yeah, just one of those things. I took a decision. I took a call on it. A spontaneous call on it. I posted because obviously I didn't want to wait. So as soon as I found it, I posted it like within like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm like, boom,
Man,
there you go. It
it's
was,
it's the
yeah,
name of the game, you know what they say,
yeah,
don't hate the player, hate the game. And
absolutely, yeah,
I know, as you said, it's not morally hip hop and more, but you weren't
yeah,
doing anything that was
yeah,
disclosing very, information that wasn't already out there. The internet is accessible to everyone, but I love that
Absolutely.
you had a back and forth with Kendrick where he was like, "Nah,
Yeah,
man, you
I
ruined
know.
my rollout."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, we ended up, interviewing him a couple of months later. So obviously everything was sorted. He's one of
Wow.
the greatest of all time. So everything was sorted.
So historically, you hadn't found any artwork prematurely. This was the first instance that happened.
No, there were many before that actually, many before that. But this one was probably I would say probably the biggest. It
Ah,
was probably the biggest because it was so anticipated. Like everybody was like really really looking forward to the album, man. Because Kendrick is he's very artistic and very careful about his art. So everybody was like really looking forward to what the artwork is going to be, and obviously it was something spectacular, like the standard and the deluxe, like how he portrayed, his story on it. So obviously, that was probably one of the biggest. I've done, I have revealed various covers and track lists before that, but Kendrick's was obviously one of the biggest. So
yeah, very big
that story
album.
stood up. Yeah, very big album, like one of the greatest albums for sure. One of my
Yeah,
favorite albums ever, ever.
but
So
luckily the
yeah.
beef with TDE is squashed.
Yeah, there's no beef. No, 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 there's no beef. All love to TDA.
Love that.